Chris Brown set to appear in court this morning.
Well, some graphic details are being released. Badly bruised and beaten Rihanna, attacked by her boyfriend, Chris Brown.
He said that he feels really bad about what transpired, that he's going to meet with his pastor and hope to become a better person. There were reports he's gone to anger management classes.
Chris Brown, a name synonymous with chart-topping hits, electrifying dance moves, and undeniable talent. But behind the music lies a shadow. A history of violence, allegations, and controversy that refuses to fade. From his infamous Rihanna incident to new accusations that continue to surface, how does a superstar with such a troubled past remain a global icon? Today, we dive deep into the dark side of Chris Brown. This is a story of talent, trauma, and the cost of fame. Hit that subscribe button and let's get started.
Hi, I'm Chris Brown. Since February, my attorney has advised me not to speak out, even though ever since the incident I wanted to publicly express my deepest regret and accept full responsibility. Although I would do some interviews and answer some questions in the future, I felt it was time that you heard directly from me that I am sorry.
Christopher Morris Brown was born on May 5th, 1989 in Tappahannock, Virginia. A small town kid with big dreams, he burst onto the scene in 2005 with his debut single, Run It, a track that made him the first male artist since 1995 to top the Billboard Hot 100 with a debut single. At just 16, he was hailed as the next Michael Jackson, blending smooth vocals, jaw-dropping dance moves, and a boyish charm that won over millions. His self-titled debut album went triple platinum, and his follow-up, Exclusive, solidified his status as an R&B powerhouse. Songs like Kiss Kiss and Forever became anthems, and his choreography drew comparisons to legends like Usher and Michael Jackson. But while his star was rising, a darker narrative was beginning to take shape, one that would overshadow his talent and spark debates that continue to this day. This isn't just a story about music. It's about a man whose personal life has been marred by allegations of violence, abuse, and a pattern of behavior that raises questions about accountability, redemption, and the role of fame in shielding celebrities from consequences. Let's start at the beginning.
When I first saw you, I said to myself, girl, who you looking good for? Who you talking to? Who that fella is standing right next to you?
To understand Chris Brown's story, we need to go back to his roots. Growing up in a small Virginia town, Chris was surrounded by music. His mother, Joyce Hawkins, introduced him to soul legends like Marvin Gaye and Sam Cooke, while his love for hip-hop came from artists like Tupac and Naughty by Nature. By age 13, he was already performing at local talent shows, catching the eye of industry scouts. In 2004, at just 15, Chris signed with Jive Records, the label behind stars like Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake. His debut album, Chris Brown, dropped in 2005, and it was a massive success. Tracks like Yo, Excuse Me Miss, and Say Goodbye showcased his smooth vocals and knack for crafting emotional, relatable songs. Fans and critics alike saw him as the future of R&B. But what set Chris apart wasn't just his voice, it was his versatility. He could sing, dance, act, and even write his own songs. Media executive Abro Darden once called him the most all-around talented person in R&B, praising his songwriting and dance skills over contemporaries like Trey Songz. By 2007, with the release of Exclusive, Chris was a global superstar, collaborating with artists like Jordan Sparks and T-Pain. Yet, even as his career soared, whispers of trouble were starting to emerge. Behind the scenes, Chris was grappling with the pressures of fame in a past that would soon come to light. February 8th, 2009, the night that changed everything. Chris Brown, then 19, and his girlfriend, pop superstar Rihanna, were at the height of their fame. They were music's golden couple, young, talented, and in love. But that night, after a pre-Grammy party, an argument in a Lamborghini turned violent. Chris physically assaulted Rihanna, leaving her with severe facial injuries that required hospitalization. Photos of her bruised and swollen face shocked the world. Brown turned himself in, and the fallout was immediate. He pleaded guilty to felony assault and accepted a plea deal that included 5 years of probation, community service, and domestic counseling.
Well, you know, for me, I've been humbled by the whole experience, you know, from me losing everything, you know, to me having to regain, you know, public opinion or whatever it is. But most importantly, you know, knowing that what I did was totally wrong, you know, and having to kind of deal with myself and kind of forgive myself in the same breath. And, you know, being able to apologize to, you know, Rihanna and being able to be that man that can be a man.
The incident was a seismic moment in pop culture. Fans were divided. Some defended Chris, citing his youth and the pressures of fame, while others condemned him, arguing that no excuse justified his actions. Chris himself addressed it in a 2017 documentary, calling it the deepest regret of his life and admitting he felt like a monster. But the Rihanna incident wasn't an isolated event. It marked the beginning of a string of legal troubles and allegations that would follow Chris for years. Let's look at what came next. After 2009, Chris Brown's career didn't collapse. It thrived. His 2011 album Fame won a Grammy for Best R&B Album, and hits like Look at Me Now kept him on the charts.
First and foremost, I just gotta thank God for this opportunity and thank the Grammys for letting me get on this stage and do my thing. I don't know, man, I'm nervous. I don't know what to say. Team Breezy, man, it's all for you, man. All my fans back home, I love y'all. So, we got one. Thank you.
But off stage, his life was unraveling. Let's break down the key incidents that fueled the narrative of a history of violence. In March 2011, Chris Brown had a violent outburst after an appearance on Good Morning America, where he was asked about his past assault on Rihanna. After storming off the stage, he smashed a dressing room window and left the building shirtless, sparking an incident that led to widespread news coverage.
It's the interview that set off a firestorm.
Recently, the restraining order against you that Rihanna had issued has been relaxed. Have you all seen each other, been around each other?
I mean, not really. I mean, it's not really a big deal to me now as far as that situation. This album is what I want them to talk about and not the stuff that happened 2 years ago.
Chris Brown had agreed to talk about his past on GMA. But after this performance, he grew angry and stormed backstage with his team. At one point, a cooler was thrown, and this window was broken in his dressing room. At that point, he left the building with his shirt off.
In June 2012, Drake and Chris Brown's entourages got into a violent brawl at a New York City nightclub. The fight reportedly escalated from an argument over Rihanna, who had dated both artists. The melee involved bottle throwing and left several people injured, including Chris Brown, who received a gash on his chin, and NBA player Tony Parker, who suffered a scratched cornea.
He is at whip. Drake is at whip. They are beefing. It seems like Rihanna is kind of the reason for the...
Because at that point, Drake had been dating Rihanna. Meek Mill is also in the club, and there was a rumor that he was also interested in Rihanna at the very least.
So a fight breaks
the
out.
three of them are there, and everyone...
Bottles are flying everywhere. Tony Parker, basketball player, his eye was so badly injured, I think he had to sit out.
He sued.
Yeah, he ended up
$20
suing
million. The club, right?
Yeah. And the club ended up folding as a result of this. They closed.
Yeah.
In 2013, Chris pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor for punching a man who asked to take a photo with him. That same year, he was accused of battery in a fight with singer Frank Ocean. though Ocean chose not to press charges. Let's not forget the valet incident, where a heated argument between Chris Brown and a valet attendant over a $10 fee was caught on video. The incident happened after Chris attended a charity event, and he reportedly felt he was being overcharged and threatened to turn this whole thing out. These incidents raise questions. Was the Rihanna assault a one-time mistake or part of a larger pattern?
Give me my fucking keys. Give me $10. Fuck $10. Give me my keys.
Let's go.
We gonna turn this whole spot up.
You got it right here. Hey man, let's go. We got the keys.
Where the keys at? Hey, bro. We got the key right here. We got $2.
In 2016, Chris's former manager, Mike G, sued him for assault, battery, and false imprisonment, alleging that Brown locked him in a room and punched him multiple times. The lawsuit was settled out of court in 2019 with no admission of guilt, but the allegations added to the growing list. In 2017, Chris's ex-girlfriend, model Karrueche Tran, was granted a 5-year restraining order against him. She presented text messages and voicemails in court, alleging that Brown had threatened her and demanded she return gifts from their relationship. This wasn't just a tabloid story, it was a legal acknowledgement of a pattern of intimidation. Perhaps the most chilling accusation came in 2020 when an anonymous woman, referred to as Jane Doe, alleged that Chris assaulted her at a party on Sean Diddy Combs' yacht. She spoke out for the first time in the Investigation Discovery documentary, saying, "I have not spoken about this matter publicly, but that's the only way he can be stopped." Brown's representatives denied the allegations, calling them malicious and false, but the story reignited public debate. Despite the allegations, Chris Brown's career has endured. His 2023 album 1111 debuted at number 9 on the Billboard 200, and his meet and greet photos with fans went viral, with some paying $1,111 for the experience.
Happy birthday! Yeah, man. You want to get? You put it on my back. You want to get on my back? Yeah, all right. You got to do the piggyback. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Oh gosh, don't break the man back.
No,
I can't afford it.
I'm good. I got you.
Ready?
Big smile.
All right.
You're in the shot fight.
Good.
Some fans separate the art from the artist, arguing that his personal life shouldn't overshadow his music. Others, however, see this as excusing abusive behavior. The divide is stark: loyalty to a celebrity versus demands for accountability. To fully understand Chris Brown's story, we need to look at his past. Chris has spoken openly about witnessing abuse as a child, which some experts suggest may contribute to a cycle of violence. This isn't to excuse his actions. Abuse is a choice, and accountability is non-negotiable. But understanding the context helps explain why these patterns persist. The question remains, can someone break the cycle? Chris has spoken about therapy and personal growth, but the recurring allegations suggest a deeper challenge. Chris Brown's story is a paradox, a prodigy whose talent is undeniable, yet whose actions have left a trail of pain. Can someone with this history change? Should they be given the platform to try? Do we separate the art from the artist or demand more? Share your thoughts in the comments below and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching.
When you die, maybe 100 years from today, this is going to be in the first paragraph.
Yeah, they did it with Michael Jackson. So, and that's my man. That's who I love. So I just feel like that's what people love. People love negativity. They feed off that. It's like a drug to them. So I think if I continue to live my life in a positive way, in a positive manner, and show people the other side of me, then it leaves no room for error at the end of the day.
You're looking at the plug.